everyone, Dennis Speigel here. With the Memorial Day weekend just around the corner, theme parks and attractions are ready to open their doors for the 2022 summer season. While some are open year-round and many have been open weekends for a month or two, most parks know that Memorial Day signals the start of the full-time peak seasonal period. On these weekly observations and in articles and blogs that I write, I've been talking about various issues that our parks are facing this year. Now that full-time openings are upon us, I wanted to take a quick look at where these issues stand today and consider how they might impact 2022 and think about how we minimize some of that impact. First, let's consider inflation and oil prices. In the US, for the last 12 months ended April, inflation was at 8.3% after rising to 8.5% in the previous month. Now, despite this slight decrease, inflation in the US remains at a 4-decade high. Likewise, crude oil prices rose to $114 a barrel this last week, up from $90 in late February and $70 back in December. So gas prices nationwide are marching upward again. Here in Ohio, gas prices average $4.49 a gallon, a 10% jump from 1 week ago. In fact, a recent report said that so far in 2022, 1 in 3 fuel purchases, or 33%, are more than $50 compared to only 13% in 2021. These high prices can impact all aspects of a park's operation. Internal costs of doing business are higher. In turn, many parks have had to raise pricing from admission rates to the cost of buying merchandise, food, and beverage. Parks need to be diligent and find creative ways to battle inflation without alienating the guests due to increasingly high prices. After all, we are totally reliant on consumers being able to afford some fun when their disposable incomes are being squeezed more than they have been since the 1980s. Talking to a lot of colleagues around the industry over the last 10 days, it appears we could be seeing signs of softness beginning. The majority of the operators who had good weather indicated attendance was off in the regional parks from the past several weekends. Another issue that has plagued parks is employee labor. Staff shortages have been widespread, leading not only to the highest wage rates we've seen in our industry for seasonals, but also bonuses, incentives, and perks to encourage people just to work. Now, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, unemployment among the 16 to 19-year-olds was 10.2% in April. But thankfully, this is a far cry from the April of 2020 when the lockdown sent teens and unemployment to record highs of 32%. So we're in a very unique job market where we're seeing more job openings than maybe at any point in American history. 1.4 million people quit their jobs in April. When asked where these people have gone and how they're living, several people said that these people have gone to things like Uber and Lyft and Grubhub and DoorDash. They may work 2 or 3 days, make $200 or $300, and then take a couple of days off. And then when their money's gone, they go to work again. Think about it. It makes sense. They've got to be getting some money somewhere. Hopefully the parks will be fully staffed for the busy summer season, and we are indeed seeing signs of improvement. For instance, the Jersey Shore is reporting a positive outlook for business owners. According to Dennis Speigel of Morey's Piers, the last 2 years have been very challenging, as we all know, but this year they're cautiously optimistic. They've begun to see positions filling back up. She reminds us that people are learning now to live with COVID. So, with record inflation, oil prices, coupled with struggles to fill open positions, what does this mean for the expected summer travel? Will the staycation become prevalent this travel season? And what are the mindsets of consumers when it comes to travel in such unprecedented times? After all, with the cost of goods rising, so has the cost of travel. These high fuel prices have impacted not only auto travel, but also airfares. In April, airfare rose by 18.6%, which is the largest ever monthly increase since the Bureau of Labor Statistics began compiling data back in 1963. Overall, reports are that airfares are up 28% this year compared to 2019. More than 2 years into the pandemic, people are still eager to get out and get away, according to the projections by the American Automobile Association. An extra 3 million Americans are expected to travel this Memorial Day weekend compared to the last year. In fact, the AAA reports that 39 million people will be taking to the roads and the skies. That's an 8.3% increase over the first Memorial Day weekend after COVID vaccines became available. And we know that Memorial Day is always a good predictor of what's to come for the summer travel trends. And of course, this is still off from the pre-pandemic levels when over 42 million people drove at least 50 miles or booked flights. Yet, these are positive signs, and they underscore consumers' willingnesses to travel and to spend. Often, despite the circumstances, we have to wait a few weeks to see if inflation and oil prices impact us. One trend that has been more prevalent since the pandemic that could play an integral part in the success of this coming summer is the staycations, where people enjoy their leisure time closer to home. Many people and travel agencies and travel writers are now giving advice on how to find local hidden gems right in your area, how to get the best deals at local hotels, and how to take advantage of resident discounts. Many towns are getting into the staycation philosophy. A chain of hotels with pubs across the United Kingdom is offering a 20% discount on all food purchases when a staycation is booked through their website. Another travel agency in the UK is offering a 15% discount when you book 5 or more nights in a local bed and breakfast. At Palace Pier, a boardwalk amusement park that's part of the Brighton Pier Group in the UK, it was reported that a staycation boom has boosted their revenues so much that they've been able to reduce their debt by 34%. That's a program I think we should all monitor. And in Ontario, Canada, a staycation tax credit was just passed for 2022, which allows their residents to become eligible to claim up to 20% back on their personal income taxes for stays within the province. The province says the staycation credit will provide approximately $270 million to help their nearly 1.85 million Ontario families, and will, of course, help boost attendance at any local leisure attractions that they want to go to. And finally, new data here in the US shows that consumers, especially younger ones, prefer to spend their money on experiences such as travel rather than goods. Spending is shifting dramatically from goods to services and experiences. We're seeing that and reading about it every day. The recent reports from Walmart and Target reflect this shifting in spending on goods. This shift should bode well for our industry, since we can offer consumers a once-in-a-lifetime adventure and experiences. Our industry, like most, is still in a state of flux, but on the rebound. We need to creatively plan to get through these tough economic times by watching and calling audibles as quickly as possible to take advantage of today's consumer spending patterns and their preferences. So I want to say to everyone, take advantage of what we're learning, what we're seeing, and here's to a great 2022 season.